essentially, I think what came out of him was not negative. It seemed to me to be fairly positive. A couple of things that I noted. Number one, he talked about creating 9 million jobs. So China is very much focused on making sure the economy is on an even keel. So I think you could see more stimulus coming out of China. They're quite clearly focused on overcoming this COVID-19 fallout, which is good for the rest of Asia. The second thing I noticed was that there was no significant antagonism towards the US. Now, the US has been poking at China quite a lot. You've seen quite a lot of accusations being leveled on China. But to my surprise, Li did not come up with anything that would antagonize the US. And in fact, he talked about working with the US to implement the Phase 1 deal. So that I think is positive. That will calm nerves to some extent because markets are worried about US-China tensions. So I think overall, what's happened today is mildly positive for Asia and perhaps for the rest of the world.
It is worth picking up on those mildly positive sentiments, as you say, but one thing we do have to pick up on is this approach towards Hong Kong. We were hearing there from our colleague Emily in Hong Kong covering for us the breakdown of what is happening in the Hang Seng today. It was slipping by 3% in early trade, now by 3.5%. We're especially seeing a lot of selling off on those heavyweights in the real estate sector. How much does this concern you, especially regarding latest geopolitical tensions between China and Hong Kong?
Well, of course, clearly it's a source of concern, no doubt about it. Politics does have an impact on the market. But what we've also seen in the past several years is that political developments don't have a significant impact on the markets in the longer term, in the medium term, unless these developments result in an economic impact. So, it's possible that what's happening with the security laws may come to pass. The markets will train its focus back on COVID-19, back on to some extent US-China tensions, back on stimulus, reopening, vaccine, a cure for COVID-19. Those positive developments could come back into focus. For now, of course, it's grabbing headlines, but we've seen this happen before. And while it might impact the Hong Kong market, I'm not sure whether it will spill over into the rest of Asia, rest of the world, unless it results in a significant economic impact as COVID-19 has.